feeling? Good. We have a full crowd today. It's nice to see you guys. Welcome to True Talk. I'm your host, John Cancio. Today, once again, we have psychics galore. I'm very excited. You guys excited too? Yeah. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We have 3 great psychics. We're going to have audience readings, and you never know what might happen. So we're going to give away some stuff, too, so that'll be fun. First up on the show, we have Reverend Corbie Mitleid. Give her a hand, everybody. Welcome to the show, Corbie. It's always nice to see you.
Great to be back, John. Thanks.
And how long have you been practicing as a psychic?
I have been reading since I was 18. I'm 56.
Wow.
It's my full-time job, 40 weekends a year, coast to coast and into Canada.
And she looks good for 56, huh?
2 magic words, guys. No children. Takes 10 years off your looks right there.
There you go. And your specialty is past life, basically past lives.
Finding
right.
your past lives for you, yes.
Okay. And basically you are a psychic medium. So tell us, what does that mean to be a psychic medium?
All right. Psychic is knowing things through something other than the 5 senses. So someone who does psychometry is a psychic, someone who does tarot cards is a psychic, someone who is a medical intuitive is a psychic. Medium is a specific thing. Mm-hmm. That is someone who talks to dead people. Very simple. So all psychics are not mediums, but all mediums are psychic. That's how you remember it.
And you brought your tarot cards with you today,
I did.
too. So you can do reading. That's how you do your readings, isn't it?
We're going to do 2 kinds of readings today.
Okay.
Past lives, I just pull from the Akashic Library. If people have everyday tour bus questions, house, car, kids, relationships, those I do with 2 decks of cards, actually. This is your standard tarot deck. That's what everybody knows from all the grade B movies. And these days, there are an awful lot of other things, just non-tarot-based divination decks, which this one is by John Gray, if you remember, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. So this is really, really good at figuring out relationships.
So each deck is different. The tarot
Yes.
cards and the angel cards, and
Yes.
the nature cards as well. They're all
Angels,
different.
natures, dragons, fairies, toasters. I mean, they have divination decks for everything these days.
Okay, so let's do me first. I'll get a little reading. So
Okay.
I got this new cat. His name is Pablo. Are you guys laughing at my cat's name? So his name is Pablo. He's my little Mexican cat. He's cute, and he's very hyper. He has a lot of energy, and he does flips and jump around and attacks my feet while I'm trying to sleep and my hands. So I think he's happy. What do you think?
I think he's a happy little spaz. How old is he?
He's less than 2 months, I think.
Oh,
He's
come
a
on.
baby.
A 2-month-old kid
2
hasn't
months.
grown any brains yet.
I know. That's true.
Okay? He is happy, exuberant, exploring. He's like any other 2-year-old. He needs to know his boundaries.
Okay.
You don't want your kid biting your toes. You pick him up and go, no, bad kitty, and put him on a floor.
So should I spank him, or what should I do?
He's going to look at you and go, and of course you wrote in on, I'm going to go talk to Puss in Boots. No, but you have to say no, make him understand no, and I highly recommend something called the God Gun.
Okay, what's
The
that?
God Gun
Spray?
is, a big bottle with water.
Okay.
You'll get to the point where he goes for your feet, you go like this, without even the body, it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
So, but there's nothing wrong with him. He's just a happy little fuzzball who's trying everything new because he hasn't been here that long.
Okay, so it's going to work out well. He's just a little hyper. So.
He's just a little hyper. Keep
Okay.
him off the nip. No
Okay.
Cobleskill Gold. You know.
Okay, I'll try to do that. All right, let's get into some audience member reading. Stand on up. We'll go first. What's your name?
Abby.
Okay, Abby, what would you like to ask Corbie Mitleid?
Since I was a little girl, I've been afraid of storms my whole life, and I will not step a foot outside, and I hate the wind. I get terrified and start crying, and I want to know why.
Oklahoma, 1916. Oklahoma is that long prairie. It's one of those tornado alley places. And you were outside, too terrified to move from the storm that was coming. Finally, your mother went out, grabbed you, dragged you in, threw you in the tornado cellar, but could not get in herself. So there is a constant fear, am I going to hurt somebody else? Am I going to get caught in them? And probably when you're in storms, you're concerned about yourself, but you're also, everybody else has to be safe,
Yeah.
even if they're not scared.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah, I care
That's
about
why.
everybody else. Yeah.
That's why.
So do you like hide under the bed when there's a storm?
And I just start crying and everyone laughs at me.
Wow. So what should she do to help that?
What she needs to know is it's not the 19 teens and you're not out in the prairie. It's not, we don't generally die the same way over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So this time, you're completely safe. Realize that and just keep telling yourself, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Fears are not, they're logical, but they are not in the present moment. They're usually from something in the past or something in the future.
Now, if she went under hypnosis, would that help her, to overcome this fear?
Yes, hypnosis works very well, but if she really internalizes the fact that this is an old memory, she might be able to let it go on her own. We're stronger than we give ourselves credit for.
So are you open to being hypnotized?
Not by me, baby.
No.
No? Too scared, right?
Yeah. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Stand on up. What's your name?
Summer.
Hi, Summer. What would you like to ask?
I've been very in tune with the spiritual world, and I'm really into all that. And I was just wondering if there's something I should know, maybe a gift I should pursue or something.
That is such an important question, not for you, but for everybody here. People look at us and say, oh my God, you're so special. And I go, no, we're not. Anybody can do what we do. We all have a certain circuit breaker. People like me, it's all the way down and the information flows. People like the ones in Rochester who kept saying I was Satan spawned with a bullhorn when people were going into the last psychic fair, theirs is on locked and rusted shut. They don't want to know. If you think you know nothing, but you're always out of the house an hour before the mother-in-law comes over, you have a short in the system. You think you're not getting anything, but you are. So what I will tell you is, number one, you can do anything that I do. Okay? Number two, the most important thing you need to do before anything is learn how to ground, center, and shield. That is, get yourself steady, ready to rock right here, and how to shield, because when you open yourself up to the psychic world and you don't know how to shield, that's like throwing open your door in a strange neighborhood and yelling free beer. You have just invited in the world. You don't know who's out there, but they heard you when they're coming.
Yeah.
Once you know how to shield, first thing you would do, learn to call your spirit guides, talk to your angels, and then find out what calls you most. I love past lives. They explain much to me. Somebody else does astrology, somebody else does psychometry, somebody else does dream interpretation. Your gift is yours. Once you know how to protect yourself, go play in the library. It's all open to you.
Now, do you feel like you have some ability to do this?
I think I do. When I was little, I was really creepy. I would freak out my mom and stuff and say that I was talking to people. And I don't know. So.
All right, so if that's the case, then that tells me that your third eye is already ready to rock and roll. So there's a wonderful book called Opening to Channel by Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer. It's the book that I learned from years ago. It's been revised since, but it's really great.
Okay.
And I would recommend you start with that, because it'll teach you what's safe, what's not, and what's useful.
Thank you. And speaking of book, you're featured in a book. Thank you.
Should I hold it
And
up like
yeah,
Nana
hold
right
it
here?
up. What's it called?
It's called Your Soul's Plan.
Who else has it?
Discovering the real meaning of the life you planned before you were born. I was one of the 4 mediums who channeled it. And we have volume 2 coming out in January.
Nice. So, and I understand you also do radio as well, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you have a radio show that you do. It's called
Empower
Radio.
Readings with Corbie Mitleid on Empower Radio.
Okay.
It's an internet show. It's on Thursday nights at 8. Yes, I do free readings on the show, and I have some really fabulous guests.
Nice, nice.
So-
So empowerradio.com.
Yes, sir.
Okay.